Welcome to Michigan, where we took a red eye from Seattle to a really rainy Detroit morning. Thankfully, the sun came out because we're here to leaf peep some of those fall colors. We drove the 4.5 hours north. We wanted to get as far up into the UP as we could as fast as possible, so we crossed over the bridge.
Like Diana wants us to do a polar plunge into Superior.
More on that later, but after crossing the bridge, we are landing in St. Ignace because we're going to the ferry terminal to go to Mackinac Island. We're gonna take a super fast water ferry that's only for foot passengers, no cars. The ferry ride is about a half hour each way, so not too long of a trek. How cold is it?
Not bad.
Oh, taste it?
No, but it is slimy.
Oh. Mackinac Island is quite a small island that banned cars over 125 years ago. So you can take horse-drawn carriages, or there are numerous places to rent bikes. We wanted to check out some of the hikes or attractions around the island, so we rented some bikes, which was stupid fun. So we headed to the eastern side towards the seawall. We parked at Arch Rock and went up the several flights of stairs to the top. You can also get some nice views of the arch from the bottom if you don't want to hike up the stairs. The downtown section has lots of shops and restaurants to check out and so many places serving fudge. We only got to spend a quick afternoon here and had to go back to the mainland where our campsite was going to be, so we hopped back on the ferry. Lechonka. Oh, so strong. We are camping this trip. This is going to be our first campsite. It was quite massive. We did check a bag full of all of our camping supplies, like tents, sleeping bags. It all fit pretty nicely, actually. This campground had beautiful access to the lake, lovely view of that bridge. I know it's probably not the farthest, but it feels like the farthest you've ever camped away from me.
For sure.
I think because it's just so open. Brittany doesn't want to join me in the blackberry buffet that is this bush tantalizing any supposed blackberries. Thank you, friend.
Of course.
You're so much
Just this
more
night.
efficient.
A technique.
Yes. I'd forgotten to pack the car air pump for our mattresses, but thankfully the one Brittany was letting me borrow is a backpacking style and doesn't need electricity.
Alternatively,
Wide.
or
You just blow into it.
just one deep breath and it should drag the rest of the air in with it.
Nick. After camp was set up, we went back into town to get some dinner. We spotted this adorable lighthouse, so thought we'd catch it at sunset. Did you know Michigan is the state with the most lighthouses in it? We enjoyed some pickle pizza and some local autumnal brews, headed back to camp for one last look at the bridge lit up at night. And sunrise the next morning was so gorgeous. After packing up camp, we headed north to Tequamana Falls, also known as Root Beer Falls. They can get a brownish tint at certain times. There are a bunch of tannins in the river that can turn the falls brown, but not so much while we were there. Making a candy bin. I forgot about the airheads. Yeah, candy bin. Yeah. Keep the room.
Alright.
That's the candy bin. Hello and welcome to this Michigan Upper Peninsula leaf peeping extravaganza in the northern Midwest. We'll eventually be making our way through Wisconsin and Minnesota, but yesterday we flew in, took the red eye. We landed in Detroit and then drove the 4 hours north to the Upper Peninsula, taking a ferry to Mackinac Island, which is this beautiful little touristy town. What did I hear it called? A sun colony? A summer colony? Really adorable. They don't allow cars, so you take a foot ferry over and then you can rent bikes, walk around, or take horse and carriages. We're camping this go, which is really exciting. I think this is the first time we have flown somewhere and camped, so we had to check in a bag with all of our camping supplies. But last night we successfully camped at like a southern park in St. Ignace. We just finished up checking out Tequamana Falls, which is a beautiful, they're called the Root Beer Falls because at some points they can get this, I don't remember what it, tannins, but this rusty color comes through the falls and it gets this root beer-esque color to it. So we are now heading towards, we're checking out more of the Upper Peninsula today. We have some other sights to see and a cruise tonight. So let's hit the roads and hope for more and more orangey and red leaves, because the deeper we go, the more they're popping. We stopped in the small town of Germflesk, where they have a new installation of one of those giant trolls that are all over the world. This one is Benny the Fisherman. We've made it back to the lakeshore. We are like the southern coast of the UP. This is Mestikwa. Nailed it. There's a beautiful lighthouse here, and we have our ghosty sheets, so we're gonna be some ghosts in front of this really cute, vibrant red lighthouse. Up next, we went to check out some hot springs at Kitch Itty Kippy, where you are on this platform that's pulled by a rope, and you can drag across the springs and see fish and all of the bubbling activity down below. And it's such a beautiful blue color. After the springs, we headed about 2 hours north to Muningsing to catch a sunset cruise.
Company, and the crew is eligible to receive tips. It is never expected, but always greatly appreciated.
One of the big things I wanted to see in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan was the pictured lake shores, and the cruise was one of the best opportunities to do so. The tickets are around $40 to $50 depending on when you go, and you get to see so much of this picturesque lake shore, so I felt it was very, very worth it. There's also a lot of hiking and kayaking, of course, maybe if you go at a warmer time than we did.
Standing at 140 feet tall. Really cool spot to stand on top of if you're ever hiking the Chapel Loop. Do extend down another mile or so to a beach called 12 Mile Beach. Over by 12 Mile Beach is Alsapple Point in a town called Grand Marais.
This evening, we were also treating ourselves to another beautiful lakeshore campsite outside of Munising. Definitely trying to use the last little bit of sunlight to set up camp before it gets way too dark. Munising's kind of a small town, and this was the only thing open serving food at around 9 o'clock. The beers here were really lovely, and the pizza next door was also fantastic. So really enjoyed this dinner after a long, long day. And another peaceful sunrise out on the lake. Yes, you're recording audio. Okay. I think this is going to be the breakfast of champions. So, morning 3, but second attempt at some chain restaurant, fast food, casual things, restaurants. We went to Dunkin' and got nutty pumpkin spice
cold brew.
Heck, yes. And then we got free donuts with it because it's free donut day. But for breakfast, we also have Taco Bell. And we had to go next door to Dunkin' Donuts because they don't have pumpkin spiced stuff. So at Taco Bell.
Okay, yeah.
It's good. It hits good. I'm like, this is loads better than that. Whatever that was at Wendy's. Good coffee flavor, lots of milk, but roasty, toasty flavors. Heck yeah. After coffee, our first stop on day 3 was in Marquette at Presque Isle to check out the park and some of the lighthouses around. We were really keeping our eye out for some more golden orangey leaves. That way we could take some ghost pictures. So while driving on the highway, we found some beautiful foliage. So we pulled off into this random neck of the woods and took some ghost pictures. Next stop was Canyon Falls. This is a very short hike, maybe like a half mile. The river here was gorgeous, and so was that fall foliage. So good. Another quick waterfall stop on my list was Agate Falls. You go under this bridge and climb out to this viewpoint, but we were able to find this trestle bridge upstairs where you could get a much better view. Another full day, another us trying to set up camp before sunset. We did it as fast as we can because we've got to go up the mountain to catch sunset above the clouds. Last morning in Michigan, came back to the lake above the clouds, lake of the clouds. Since the sun's out, last night there was a lot of cloud cover for sunset, so it kind of got dark and blue a little bit earlier than we were hoping. We had some time this morning to shoot up here again and try and get some of those like blazing fall colors. After a super bright start in the Porcupine Mountains, we headed towards Presque Isle. We heard there was this beautiful suspension bridge that you can cross and check out some waterfalls in the park. The park is also on the lakeshore of Lake Superior, and you can walk out to the beach where we were able to see a bunch of beautiful little crayfish. It's sadly time to say goodbye to Michigan as we drive west into Wisconsin. I wanted to check out the Apostle Islands as best as we could from the shore. There is a hike off of Myers Beach. I definitely took us to the wrong section, and we just pretty much walked along the beach shore, watched some kayakers, and when the coast was clear, did a little bit of skinny dipping.
Revitalized.
Double dip in the Last night of the trip, we're staying at this beautiful cabin on this river in Wisconsin. They had this lovely dock here, so we just cracked open a beverage and watched the clouds be their beautiful selves. This area has a lot of ATV and off-roading trails and roads that you can go down. This was very new to me and very, very fun. Our last morning until we head back to Seattle, we're in Duluth. I wanted to see the lighthouses that were in the area. This day was super cold and rainy and wet, but it was still nice to dip my toes just a little bit into Minnesota. And with that, we took a super rainy and stormy flight home, but we all got there safely. And what a beautiful, wonderful trip in the Midwest. I truly fell in love with Michigan and would love to check out a lot more of the area. Can't wait to come back. I hope this video was fun. You found some places that you'd like to check out. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Happy travels from me to you, and get home safely. Bye, guys.